Uganda post-election tension escalated significantly this week after the country's army chief publicly threatened opposition leader Bobi Wine. The developments followed President Yoweri Museveni's disputed re-election and came amid authorities intensifying a crackdown on dissenting voices throughout the nation. President Yoweri Museveni, aged 81, was declared the winner of the last week's presidential election with 71.6% of the total votes. The result secured him an 8th term in the office. Opposition challenger Bobi Wine, a 43-years-old pop star turned politician whose real name is Robert Chagulanyi, finished second with 24%, according to official results that have been widely criticized by election observers and right groups. General Muhoozi, the outspoken son of Museveni and the head of military armed Ugandan force, blessedly declared on X that he wanted Wine dead. His death came days after the opposition leader reported he had been forced into hiding following a security raid on his home. The army chief public statement marked a dramatic escalation in the post-election crisis. On Friday night, Bobi Wine's residence in Magere experienced what he described as military and police raid. The opposition leader detailed how security forces switched off the power and cut off some of his CCTV footage cameras during the operation. Helicopters were hovering over his property during the nighttime raid, which he characterized as an attempt to harm him. Bobi Wine described how he narrowly avoided capture during the raid on his home. His wife remained under apparent house arrest at the residence, while his own whereabouts remained unknown after he escaped the military operation on Saturday. The opposition leader managed to leave the promise though he has said not disclose his current location. Late Monday, General Kainerugaba wrote on X that security forces had killed 22 National Union platform terrorists since last week. He expressed that he was praying the third would be Kabobi, using the decoratory nickname for Wine and referencing to his National Union platform party. The statement represented a direct public threat against the opposition leader's life. In a separate post, the army chief gave Bobi Wine 48 hours to surrender to police. Kainerugaba threatened to treat him as an outlaw if he fails to comply with the ultimate time. The general clarified that the ultimatum was entirely his personal action, stating that he exonerated his great and venerable father from what he was going to do to Kabobi. In another shocking tweet, the president's son expressed regrets at what he characterized as the low number of who had been murdered by police during the voting process. He wrote that he was personally embarrassed by the record, stating that 22 killed in 1 week was too low and promised to do more better. Bobi Wine quickly responded to the threats, accusing security forces of targeting his home in Magere in an operation meant to harm him. The opposition leader wrote directly to Kainerugaba, stating that he had ordered the raid on his house to harm him. Wine criticized the authorities for what he called autocracies against Ugandans. The opposition leader insisted he would resurface when he decided to do so. Wine told Kainerugaba and his father they could do whatever they wanted to do to him once he reappeared, but cautioned what they would never escape the inevitable consequences. The people of Uganda are now threatened. He also emphasized that Uganda is the country of its people. On Monday night, Bobi Wine appeared on a televised message aired on NTV Uganda together with Al Jazeera. During the broadcast, he accused the police of vandalizing his home. The opposition leader stated that leaving the premise had allowed him to speak to the world, though he did not disclose his location during the television appearance. General Kainerugaba, known for his incendiaries late-night post, escalated his rhetoric further by calling himself the prophet of Almighty God. He hurled dehumanizing insult at Wine in his social media post. The army chief has an history of provocative online statement and last year openly threatened to behead the opposition leader Bobi Wine. The general posted that he had told everyone that Mzee would win by the biggest percentage since 1996, and it happened. He then declared the National Union platform would be removed and extinguished from Uganda like a bad dream. His aggressive social media activity resumes soon after his father's electoral victory. The renewed threats followed an unusual quiet period from Kainerugaba during the campaign. However, he returned to social media soon after his father's victory, posting frequently and aggressively. His silence during the campaign contrasted sharply with his post-election online behavior. The crackdown on the opposition widened beyond the threats against Bobi Wine. At least 118 members of the National Union platform were charged in Kampala courts on Monday. The charges included offenses such as unlawful assembly, representing a broader effort to suppress opposition activities in the aftermath of the disputed elections.